Good morning, gentlemen. It is really great to see your faces again. Always love seeing you guys. I just want to say hello and welcome to another installation of TechTalk. Mike, let's give it to us. What is the industry gossip?
Okay, so industry gossip. I mean, I guess that's why this sort of thing happened in the first place. But I think we're just going to have a bit of a debrief of the grind off / open day that we had on Friday the 18th. So yeah, just a bit of a general chat, guys. As I say, Friday the 18th when we had the open day grind off, great day and lots happening. I know you guys were very, very busy on the slab. I was sort of running around a lot during the day and catching up with people, but it was great just to open the place up to people and have invite people along. Obviously, it wasn't a paid event or anything like that. It was just barbecue on and sausage sizzle on, and away we go, and let's have a play around with some grinders and some tooling and things like that. So it was actually a really, really good fun day. As I mentioned, it sort of came from you guys that this was something that we wanted to do. I know there was a poll back in September as far as what sort of machinery and things like that in a perfect world that we'd love to see. So I think we made a pretty good effort to try and make the most of that happen. And yeah, it was just a great day. As I say, it was just a bit of a general overlay of the day, and yeah, it was fantastic. But what about you guys? I know you guys were very, very busy working away, doing all the comparisons and that sort of thing there. What do you guys think? Sort of debrief time, boys?
I don't even remember it anymore. It's such a blur.
I was just happy to see Milan live.
Well, that's true. In the flesh.
Yeah, it's look, side-by-side comparisons is nothing new to us, but to run this many side-by-side comparisons inside of a 3-hour slot, yeah, it was a tall ask. Took a lot of organising, and thank you to everyone who actually loaned us their machinery for the event. We really appreciate your contribution, and it's that type of thing that helps an event like this actually get off the ground, and so we really appreciate that. But yeah, it was a ton of work just to pulling machines back, setting them up and getting the next one rolling, and then running another challenge side by side, and some really, really interesting findings as well. So a lot learned, I think, even certainly by myself anyhow. And like I said, we do side by side comparisons all the time, but just not to this scale. So yeah, it was really good.
Extent. I mean, we talk about that, Josh, and when I say a minute ago to be able to organise this and try and make the dreams come true, based on the poll there. But even things like, I mean, I noticed during the day that it was a lot about technology and the design of each of the machines. But of course, again, in a perfect world, you've got all the time in the world that you'd be playing around with different tooling underneath the machine and things like that. So of course, it was just a good general look at the machines, wasn't it, from a technology and design sort of scenario?
Yeah, that's 100% right. I just wanted to sort of talk about as well of how we measured that and that sort of stuff. We ended up putting the same tooling, brand new tooling for each machine, by the way, and just to see what you can expect. Different machine, same tooling. It was just very, very interesting. Like you said, Josh, I've learned so much myself, and man, I was so surprised. So surprised, but we can get into that. Tell me.
Yeah, so in order to test machines, like I said, normally when we don't get to test machines side by side, certainly not to this scale. And so what we wanted to do was we wanted to get a concrete slab installed that was 32 MPa plus. Polycrete came to the party and installed something that was I think it was 42 MPa at 5 weeks when that was crush tested. So we had a good uniform slab. That was not an easy grind. And then, of course, in order to try and keep things even, keep as many variables out, we ran the same type of tooling between each of the two machines that were side by side. Similar type of weight classes and that sort of stuff. So that would have been a similar type of tooling choice for that particular machine on that particular material. And so we did that to try and keep things even. Look, what we would love to see is actually, after that base run, is actually to see what's the best tool that can go into that machine from any manufacturer. But, maybe that's at the event next year.
So is that the week-long grind off next year? We need to do one comparison a day and mess around with tooling. I think, as you say, it's a lot to try and squeeze in and try and keep things as uniform as you can. I guess it's very difficult.
I'm thinking we'll name that one Grind Camp.
Yeah, I think it was all a bit of fun on the day, and obviously it was just one scenario that we ran during that day. I mean, a lot goes into the decision making when you buy a machine, and this was only just one little small aspect of it. So, end of the day, all a bit of fun. Yeah, learned a bit throughout the way as well.
Hey, you know what surprised me on the day?
What's that, man?
I was surprised how good the Schwamborn did.
Yeah, wow, absolutely.
Yeah, I was blown away actually, and the interesting thing is, it did really extremely well. Like the actual depth of the cut was amazing.
Decent, yeah, it was decent. Certainly, when I went roving with the mini mic, it was certainly the topic that everyone wanted to mention. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for the sticker price on that machine and for what it actually does on the ground. Actually something worth looking at.
What surprised you, Milan?
The biggest surprise was the first head to head. You know, we had a 5.25 kilowatt motor versus a 7.5 kilowatt motor, and by the end of it, they pretty much removed exactly the same amount of dust. So I thought that was a bit of a surprise packet. And it was very impressive by both machines actually. So
and Marcos's 4-inch deep donut.
That was really impressive. Yeah. Also known as a trip hazard.
Yeah. Absolutely, the bunker.
Yeah. The bunker. He wasn't listening to the instructions. He was just turn it on and go for it.
Well, you know what surprised me about that one? So the 500 max versus the 530 big block, the actual weight difference, hey? So 150 kilos versus about 220, 250. Wow.
Yeah.
Bring it out of retirement, I say.
Yeah, well, they're also both same direction as well. So I think that's where the Clindex really gets its gain from. And head to head, impressive performance.
Hey, Mike, what surprised you?
Well, look, I'm a bit of a sucker for a big block, and I guess it was kind of nice to see the 690 big block make a bit of a debut, make a bit of a sneak peek appearance, and sort of very much they're still in the stages of being set up for sale and things like that. But it was certainly nice to see it make a bit of an appearance on the day. So I really quite enjoyed that. I know there's been a lot of testing and a lot of things going on with it. So to see it come from the background and then see it actually in the flesh and performing, it was great. I was a big fan of that. New generation of machines and things like that. So it's really nice to see what the future might bring.
You just like shiny new toys.
Always, mate. I love shiny new toys. Absolutely. I guess another thing I really liked as well was just a bit of the tooling comparison between our own tooling. I guess that's something that's very much. Yeah, I guess that's something that is, which is the point I was trying to get across. It's probably a bit more of an in-house sort of thing that we would do. So nice that we can sort of share that with people and open up the doors to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory a little bit, and they can see, some things being tested and some comparisons between some of our own tooling. It's always nice to see some results there. So, but yeah, that was a couple of things, Dan. Absolutely.
Yeah, cool. Well, hey, Joshy, you haven't said much today. What has surprised you?
What surprised me was that 690 big block. I thought, this is kind of a work in progress. It hasn't had a full tune-up yet. So when it came to choosing, was I going to run the 690 or the 690 big block, I thought, well, I'm going to go with the sure thing here. It's been out there for some time. It's had some of the kinks ironed out of it. I'll take the 690. And, I was quite disappointed to be beat.
Again.
By something that's incomplete. Again, twice in one day. I'm still trying to get over that. No, not really. It's I enjoy losing sometimes if it's for a good reason. If it's for a good reason. That was quite surprising to see the difference. And I think we'll put actually the chart of the findings in here, so you can see what the side-by-side comparisons were. That's the dust measurement. So every test, every side-by-side run was run for 15 minutes, and these are the values of the dust that was produced at those times. So you can see between each machine which one is actually producing more dust, and of course, more dust being produced means that more concrete being processed at a time. So despite the fact that we went quite deep on these runs, this reflects how many square meters you can expect to get an hour out of each machine. So that's that forms the basis for why we do that. So some pretty interesting results there, and absolutely. I mean, I'm happy to lose these races if it's all in the name of progress.
I mean, absolutely. Look at a lot of Eugens like Milan and Mike. They're always in the trenches out there with customers, different types of equipment. So it's really good to sort of just see what's out there and what you can expect from it. I mean, at the end of the day, like we do this for you guys, like it's an industry where it's really good to see what you can expect from different types of manufacturers, different types of equipment, technology, and just good to see what different types of cuts there are and how the tooling works. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really, really good to see just to everyone collaborating and talking, because you know what, we're doing the same stuff. So I think we should keep doing it. We should, what's next? I'm excited.
Yeah. And drop a comment too if you want to see another one, or what do you want to see next time around if we do get the opportunity to do it. So,
I'm hearing talk to the big boys, 750 and up.
And guys, just make sure we give plenty of notice. I'm not talking about to our customers, just to me. So I've got to go and thaw out the stick out of his cryogenic chamber and thaw him out ready for the next one. So
that's it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of next challenges, I've got a challenge that I'm ready to go for right now. And seeing it's Friday afternoon, it's going to be the beer tasting challenge. I've got an array of beers, so I got to really see how dusty I can be tomorrow.
I was going to say, why am I picturing you going, I'm just not sure. I better try again.
Good stuff.
Good catch up, guys. Nice to have a bit of a debrief about the day, and I definitely think watch your space for a similar event coming. I dare say in the new year. I would say.
Not this year.
Yeah, and that was the thing. We did have a bit of short notice to try and get this happening. So hats off to you guys for really making it happen. It was great.
And Mike,
thanks everyone.
Juicy Mike, the mic drop.
Absolutely. Juicy Mike might do the rounds again at some stage, I dare say. Absolutely.
Good stuff, Jess. Hey, great to see you again.
Cheers, guys.
Everyone have a fantastic weekend.
Enjoy.